Welcome everyone to the 96th Cash Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, January 14th, 2016. And once again, we'll be here with Mr. Kesh of the Spaceship Institute and various other knowledge seekers and perhaps some testimonials and other things to show today. So without further ado, let's check in with Mr. Kesh and see what he has in store for today. Are you there, Mr. Kesh? Let me stop my screen share. I think we need to, are we going back to video?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. It's a little bit low,
but I've lost my screen. There is nothing on my screen now. Okay.
How's the audio for others there? Is it loud enough?
Good morning, good day to you. As usual, whenever and wherever you listen to these teachings, we have come into the area now of totally working on the plasma conditions. We presume and we assume most of you who are on these teachings are well educated, masters and knowers of how to make the nano coating, the GANs and the rest of it. Time to time we'll refer to it because it needs to be discussed, and sometimes we come with the new tools or new ways to produce these materials. But in general, we work and we go in the direction of the use of the plasma, application of the plasma, creation of new plasma, implication and what these things will bring for us. As you know, part of our program in totality has been to use the knowledge for application of peace, to achieve peace, and at the same time through it to come with the new understanding for other things. In that purpose and for what we set up to create one planet, one nation, one race, we have taken the first steps and we emphasize on it more and more. In the coming days and weeks you will see more of it. We have purchased and logged in the 1P, 1N1R.org. That is 1, number 1, P, number 1, N, number 1, R.org. Or at the same time is 1PNR, which is one nation, one planet, one nation, one race.org. We will try and we'll go in that direction, and we have seen the changes which we are trying to implement in the coming time. It will be more prominent. It will be seen more in how we are pushing for the peace in that direction. We show, and a lot of you who have received the maglev units or power units or the car units, we see you are posting in different media the reduction in your bills, the reduction in your consumption, even as a payment side, and we see the progress developing very rapidly. In the past few weeks, we have entered into direct testing by the people who are influential in a number of governments, where we have placed units to confirm that it can be done and so easily can be achieved. The benefit with this is that those of you who are looking for manufacturing, who have applied for being a manufacturer, you'll find out your hands will be very full in the coming days and weeks. We have placed a very large order already for delivery end of this month to be delivered to a government. Once it's done, we will show, and it will be done for housing estates with a large number of houses that reduces the cost or the supply for the nation. The first batch is about 160 houses in one compound, and then it increases to allocation of up to 3,000 units. Then in the following months we go the same way. So those of you who are looking in the manufacturing side, and you're collaborating with ARM on the manufacturing arm of the Keshe Foundation, please be aware we have seen the change, and we have seen in the past 3-4 weeks, especially during the holiday time, a number of governments through the different ways are approaching the foundation to establish these kind of structures. We are not going to talk about the power, Maghreb powers, because this is what I call is a progressive development in how you people do it and the way you do it. And the more you put on the net, you will understand how it will happen. Our process from now on is to achieve lift and development of the what we call the elusive spaceship, and in the same process we are dealing, and we will cover different aspects of this. It's not just creating it, while some of you are creating, and I've seen a large number of people have started making the 5 Maghreb set to show what the Ali and what we've seen with Switzerland can be achieved. The picture in front of you is part of the discussion which we started with Robert yesterday with Rick's teaching. And this is, if we can go back to the simple single one, and then we extend it to this one. Is Robert on the line?
Yes, he is. And let's see.
Robert, can we have the first picture of the mono structure that we can build on it?
Share my screen.
Okay, let me stop the screen share here.
Do you see my screen?
Yes. Please make sure we don't see any of the programs on your screen that it can be viewed.
Okay. Did you want to see the single?
The single one, the original one we saw yesterday.
The original. Let me find that.
No, don't show your system. Go off sharing, please. You're putting yourself in danger. Close this. Do it in the background and come back on. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
While you're getting ready, I'll explain what it is.
Those are mostly his graphics files, probably for this program. But
yes, but it's got to be safe.
It's
got to be safe. The structure you see, the single structure or multiple structure, which will come on to be repeated, to be shown, is what in the teaching of yesterday we start noticing, which was getting discussed, in how to put structures like what I call, that's where we started it from. And then the suggestion was to put the gravitational systems inside the magnetic systems. Gravitational systems are considered to be the blue ones, and the magnetical systems are considered to be as red ones. So when Robert transferred the pictures into how it should be, can we see the next picture in what you achieved? The square shape.
The one prior to this?
Yes, you had one which is triangular, and then what was then the square shape? Yeah. When you start putting
this is
no, this is the end ones. One before this, the single one. This is triple one.
Okay, hold on.
We had the rectangular ones too.
Okay, let me find it.
Each end to make the cylinder was the idea, without this one module in the middle. I think you saved that model at one point.
Okay, I think it's this one.
Before.
The transportation box, I think we called it.
Yeah, that's the one.
This one?
Yeah, one there's one after this. You were, yeah.
I think we left it here, and then I continued it today. This is what we left with yesterday.
With the 6 sides.
Yeah, this center
Yeah, just
green one.
before this, go backwards where
Okay,
you started from.
all right, give me one more chance here.
When you transfer the hexagon into a box.
Okay. I think it's this one. This one.
Yeah. But it was a transparent one, or that's how it is.
Yeah,
okay.
This is transparent.
Okay, transparent one. Okay. What this system is, what it looks, and what it does, as I always say, once you start showing and getting to the point of understanding, I try to elaborate and explain. This box, as you see, one of the things you will do in your space is you receive energy packs. You receive, when we speak about energy, that's magnetical and gravitational at the same time. When you receive or you have these energy packs, you need to understand what you can do with it. It's all standard the same. It's very much what's in this box is like a lymph of the human body. Mono, high energetic. It's you who have to decide what is going to be. If it's going to be a hydrogen, if it's going to be carbon, if it's going to be aluminium. And in that process, you start from the base energy in the center of the box. And you use these rings as you see them to convert one material to another. The way you do it is that you use the gravitational systems, which is the blue ones, in collectively and in a specific combination to increase the gravitational mass of the structure or atom inside. So you go, for example, from one thing up or down. You go from, let's say, iron to zinc or to copper, or down to the potassium and calcium. So you convert. This is the way, for the first time, we see the tools for it. You can increase the gravitational field, which increases the mass, or you can decrease the magnetical field, which reduces the mass. These things, this is what we call the mutation box. What do? You change one element to another by sending the gravitational magnetic field forces in a specific formation. The way you do, you create, let's say on the blue side, the one in front of us, a gravitational field force in respect to the blue, which is in the background we see. And then, let me just go on this if I can use my option. Okay. If you try to come in, we use this blue one here in respect to this blue one in the background somewhere, if you see it. So you have to see if you're increasing, how you're going to increase it. And you have to remember, when you increase in these twin sets, these blue ones or the red ones are a twin system, the same as your coils. So at all the time, you carry both gravitational magnetic field on this and on this. But in totality, now this behaves as a magnetic gravitational, and this creates a magnetical in respect to this set. So when you add the two sets on either side, you have to always be aware of, you still create a magnetical or gravitational, and where the focus is going to be, in what size. Are you creating an electron in the boundary, or are you creating a proton or a neutron gravitational magnetic field mass in the center. Or you want to go to the matter state, that's what you want to do. Or you create the environment in here of gravitational magnetic field of the element you want. This is not something strange. If you listen to all the health teachings in the past year or so, we always explained that this is how the parotid glands do this job. So we have the parallel. If we break into the structure of the parotid glands, they create gravitational magnetic field not of the element, but of the plasmatic gravitational magnetic field of the plasma of the element, which becomes the fingerprint for the use at a point where the nerve is creating the condition. So it's when it's due, for example, for a cell at, let's say, in the bone, you need to have gravitational magnetic field of calcium. But you don't take any milk. You have plenty of phosphorus. So what the body does, in the parotid glands, it makes a copy gravitational magnetic replication of calcium from the phosphorus which is available in it, in the body storage in the liver, or wherever the phosphorus is stored. And that image, this information, is transferred through neural system at the point when it's needed, and what the mutation takes place. It is not that parotid gland makes it and sends it to that point. It's the replication point. It's a point of reference point. That's why, and it's so active. If you consider that every day 500 million cells in body is produced. You can't carry so many from one point to another. Parotid glands, which are responsible for conversion of elements, what we call the mutation, use this technology, this process. They are photocopying transportation to the neural system. That's why all the glands are connected to the brain. They make it, this is what it should be, the plasmatic gravitational magnetic field of the calcium, and then using the blood as the emotional part and using the lymph as the matter state part with the neural current which comes in comparison with this. Now there is a replicate of the current which is needed to create that bone cell. So in fact, if we can go on my camera, I open up and we come back. Can you go down for a minute? I'll come up on the structure, on sharing. So what it actually happens is that I am not on sharing. When correct. Yeah, okay. So what happens is that this is your parotid gland, and let's say this is the bone in your whatever, in femur, whatever it is. So what happened? The parotid gland here knows that this here needs to be a calcium cell here. It produces a copy standard for calcium for this position. Then through the neural system, it feeds the amount of current for the lymph and the emotional part to create that part. So it's a replication to the brain and down to the neural system. And this is done on such a rapid way that the parotid gland continuously produces in this point different material for different sections. So this is such an active position that the brain has decided some billions of years ago to keep it on a spinal cord. It'll be too much. It's too much information continuously to be kept. So it's kept as an offline, what we call glands, that it operates directly in the charges which is there. So for example, if you are an Eskimo, you never touch any vegetation, but you need different kind of things that, let's say, in other part of the world we need for production of certain cells. But The Eskimo man is a mono food more or less most of the time, most of the part of the year. So the body takes the structure and changes accordingly. But go back to the beginning of the teachings from months ago. We explained how the body has made its job so easy for itself. So what is done is got packages. You have the packages of oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon. You have the sodium package, and then you have the iron package. Sorry, the iron package. And then you have the other elements, which are the heavier. So the parathyroid glands continuously looks at the packages, which one is the nearest in the energy pack that it can convert. You don't receive much iron from whatever elements you are used to, because in the environment you are is a lack of such a thing. So it looks for zinc or copper. With the sodium, it goes the other way. So uses the nearest or uses the combination energy fields to produce what the body needs. This is the way now with these boxes which we see with Robert, the operation is done. The parathyroid glands, which are responsible for mutation, are very much in that kind of formation, where you actually feed the energy package replication, and then you change it. But if you go back to the pictures from Robert, please, if you can take me up and put Robert back on the picture we were in.
Okay, Robert, can you bring that up? Okay, great, thank you.
So in this box in the center, now you learn how to mutate. The mutation of the elements by increasing the gravitational fields or decreasing the magnetical field or producing new elements where you might need. So you increase the gravitational field, that increases the mass of the element, or you reduce it by magnetical fields that you allow the energy to repel very rapidly. You want to concentrate the energy, you use the gravitational rings. And as I said, always remember, each set, each ring itself is a set. It both carries both magnetical and gravitational. This is where the breakthrough in the sciences. You always have to think in that formation. You still produce a conformation, and within this area, within this zone, whatever you produce is always plasmatic condition, because you have created a field. And then you find out when you create such a system, then you control. You increase, you decrease. This is the what we call the transmutation box. But you can use the same structure more or less for transportation. What you do, you create a gravitational magnetic field using these elements here. I better change color because
you can also use the arrows, Mr. Kesh, if you want to point out something. That's kind of another.
yeah, just I use the wrong color. It's not very clear. Let me choose.
I was going to mention that yesterday you used the term instant transportation.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to blow your mind.
That's what I'm coming to. So what happened? Now what you have here is this envelope. When you create a condition, you have such envelope. And then what happens? This envelope is beautiful what you're doing in the background of it. So what you have, you create a condition where your structure of the coils, the way they are, they create what I call a package. A package which the gravitational field of this package, as you see it here, Caroline, do we have a mouse? Because it's easier for me to work with a mouse to connect these. This package itself, it creates its own gravitational field. And if you change the gravitational field forces of all these 6 rings, the way they are, as I said, equal to the environment, you will not see the box. The box will be there, but you cannot see it. It becomes translucent because there is no interaction with this environment as gravitational magnetic field difference to create the friction, to create residue. This is what we saw with what Ali was trying to explain to us last week. That we saw in the pictures of demonstration that the hands and the fingers or the head, it becomes not disappearing, but it creates a balanced environment in both gravitational and magnetic field that allows invisibility to the eye of the man according to the amino acid of the man. If we put a man from the planet Zeus next door, standing next to you while you're watching, you don't see, because his amino acid is different, he might see the matter state of it. If you put somebody from planet Gyps, whatever, he might see the ice stage of it. And another man, to his amino acid strength, might see the liquid state of the matter inside. But the way it's been structured, the way it's been set up, is that the amino acid strength or the building block structure affects the detection. And so what you have is frequency of seeing and not seeing, depending on how much and where we have decided to operate under. Do we want to work in a visible condition? Do you want to work in the invisible condition? And see if we can work in the different parameters of the system. So if we understand this level of the work, now we see we enter in what I call zero-time transportation. Because now this cell here can be given a chance, be given a strength of, let's say, destination point here on planet Zeus. If you increase the gravitational and magnetical field on either side, then you create transportation to be attracted or to be repelled. With the beauty of this is that whatever is inside this box stays in its state of matter which was put in there. Which means you put, let's say, a monkey in here, because now you box it, doesn't matter what happens outside this box, the monkey stays a monkey. And when it arrives at this point, you change the dimension, it becomes like an envelope, you open it up. And this becomes what we call zero-time transmutation. You need to learn the structure. I ask a lot of you who are very active in building systems, start concentrating on this side. Some of you are working on the star formation with the system. Now, with this system, you can create a transmutation and transportation. You might build a system and it's nitrogen in it, and you find, for example, oxygen or a CO2 at the bottom of the floor. When you switch the system on, you find new dots, new materials. And then, if you already built a star formation, the same we've seen with Ali, and put this unit, let's say 2 meters, 3 meters away, you will see the unit will start moving towards it or repels from it. Mark it. Mark the floor. This is where you put the structure like this, and then try to change the gravitational magnetic field, the strength of the box, and see which way your box moves. This gives you And then you might find suddenly the box not totally being there. Or you find the box being inside your structure, which you made on the, what I call the star formation we see with Ali. You might see the interaction of the two creating a light barrier, where you see lines of lights, vertical, horizontal, or spherical, around this or around your system. Because now the gravitational magnetic field of this system would interact with gravitational magnetic field of your system, of the star formation. And because you made everything of the same material and same gas, they interact very fast. Now you start seeing the boundary of your craft. This system can be used very easily for you to see the boundaries, where the strength is, what is the boundary, what reactor internally on your star formation you need to increase or decrease to achieve the position of the structure. The other use of this is you can elongate it. When you go for a transportation, fast transportation, a spherical shape creates a huge resistance. But can we go to the next picture, please, Robert? If you
Yes.
go to the picture.
Before we go, I just noticed something what might be interesting. If you look at the system, let me see, maybe like in, let me get it out of the pattern.
I try to clean it out. Just wait 1 second. I clean my. Where am I? What can I clean out? Let me clean out. Then you have a better view.
If you look at the system, say from this angle.
Wait 1 second. I have to. Okay, go.
You have sort of like a tetrahedral half section up here with these 3 sets of coils up here and another 3 set down here. They're kind of all pointing towards the center here.
No, it cannot be tetrahedral because you're sitting flat. This is the illusion. Because all your walls are more or less flat in respect to each other.
Right, but with the 3 planes of these upper 3,
yeah,
you kind of build a tetrahedral pyramid. And you have one with the bottom 3 here, you have another one that's like a complement
every 3
of this
makes
one.
a combination.
So within this structure, maybe we already have the double tetrahedral.
You have more than that. Because each 3 will make this in respect to the other. That's
right.
why the energy in structure inside, in the center, is changeable. It looks like a sphere, but don't forget you started from, what do you call it? From
Vector equilibrium.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to the...
There seems to be at least 8 combinations of
yeah. So now, where we are now is that if you go back to the structure where, for example, the green one was the original one where we started just now, and extend the one end to this end. Where have you gone to?
This one?
Now go back to where you were.
Oh.
The last picture, the elongated picture. Okay, so we started with this one here. I'm going to change a different color. Let's go. No, you already have a blue. Black, you don't have it here. We started with this structure. And then we keep the 4 sides equal. Here, we move the one on this side back to this position. What Robert has done has put triple coils, because you all made triple coils. It can be a single coil. Where there is a single coil on this one on the other side, now you have created a elongated same field. Instead of being spherical, now is elongated. This was the plasma originally. Now you have the behavior of a ray. This structure will behave very much like what we call a ray structure, because now is elongated. If you read book number 2, you understand exactly the difference between the plasma and the ray. Ray is still a plasma, but elongated for a minimum friction, maximum speed. When you're a spherical shape, you create more friction. This way we create less friction. So when you do a transportation, you try to create such a condition in your system. You still use the gravitational field of all the systems to create the minimum friction in respect to the environment you're traveling, but now you have the control. So you can put your monkey and a donkey and God knows whatever food you need or whatever equipment you want to do inside the center, control it, and now because you can create gravitational magnetic field differences in different zones, you dictate the direction of the flight and your rotation of the flight. So you can dictate where you want to go, where you want to go, and the gravitational magnetic field of the strength of the point of desire, and you arrive there. And depends on what gravitational magnetic field the strength you create in these coils dictates the speed that you arrive at the point of the desired point. So you can go by thousands of times speed of light, or you can go by hundreds of times the speed of light, or you can still travel with, if you're happy, with 10 kilometers an hour. Because now you can use one side as attraction and you use the other end as a repulsion. Then you can produce, you can brake, you can reverse. In the star formation, we do the same thing with the 3 base, but in transmutation and transportation, you can't do this so easily. It's not that safe. So when at the moment we hear a lot about people trying to put transportation of one cell or one atom from one place to another, because they only consider magnetic fields, they always fail. But now you package it, the environment is the same, does not matter where you put it, your animal, your package arrives exactly the way you left it. There'll be no parts, no arms, no fingers missing, because you have contained it. It's like when you put, let's say, a $10 bill in an envelope, does not matter where the box or the envelope goes, in the pocket, it goes in the car, whatever. The content, which is the dollar, stays the same. Now, for the first time, we see enveloping packages. This is as part of, as we said, in the space technology from now on, we only speak about the plasma condition. And transportation and transmutation is exactly the same process. It depends how you want to use it. You don't need to have different systems for it. So in the coming time, we will go more and more in depth how to build this. I'm sure some of you will start building these things to see what it is and how it works. Build 2 units of 4, 6-sided, and let's see how they behave against each other. Move away from the gauge 14 to make so elaborate to build these systems. Go to very thin wires. Stick the wires onto a framework which allows you transparency, and try to play with it. Then see what you get at the end of the box. Mark your boxes. Move back, rotate it on its axis, moved up, moved down, and then gradually you will see a lot of you start transportation and transmutation. This is as part of the system. It's no use just getting up and just trying to make a structure, but you cannot do anything with it. You don't want to land on the surface of a planet before you know if it's going to bite you, or it's going to be acidic, or it's going to be whatever. You send a package like this, a copy of whatever your plasma you created, and you see what's the interaction of the real interaction of that plasma, which is your amino acid, with the environment. There is no risk taken. There is no need to take risks. So some of you who go into the space technology in that way have to start developing these systems. Elongated system for transportation is cornerstone of what you call postage and packaging. You want to transport a system which is needed by another spaceship across. You don't bash it together. You create such a condition, and in your system you allow a passage through. You don't have a window, you don't have a door. You play with the plasmatic gravitational fields, which you know what it is and how you can penetrate it. This is the way we start developing. This is the way in 2016 we have to develop to rapidly not only be able to get up to create the fields, but how to use the fields, for what purposes we use. You can use the same system in receiving a special package in a specific position. You don't get suddenly a box of energy slamming into your system in the middle of summer. You can choose systems, fields, that in comparison to another position you can receive from in a specific place. It's like a post office, arrives only in that place whatever arrives. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to experiment and learn and test. But all this has to be done within the coming year.
I think you really coined it with plasma, postage, and packaging, Mr. Kesh. That's better.
I wonder where you want, who wants the stamp? Where do we pay for the stamp for sending it?
Yeah, is it? What about return to sender? Does that work?
We'll see how it works. I'm sure DHL will be very interested how to do it. And all the other transport companies, other whatever you call it. This is the way we go. This is the way you see. In this position, we understand a lot of things. A lot of things opens up.
Well, definitely, Amazon is working on their drone technology right now, and they would love to have a system that doesn't have rotating, whirling blades that land in people's yards. So I'm sure they're eyeing this kind of technology in some way. Perhaps they might be inspired here to have a safer, better way to deliver things to people all over the world without roads and without having to create the infrastructure.
In so many ways. In so many ways. As what scientists told me in the past few days, we are talking about the dreams which now becomes reality, and it's done by people because we're testing it, we see the parameters of it, and these kind of systems, containment is very important for virus containment. What happens if somebody, one passenger gets contained with the viruses that is not good or can harm the others? He can contain it. He still stays alive. You still look after it. It doesn't need to die. You change the atmosphere inside in a plasmatic gravitational field that allows his survival and the rest of the people and crew. These have huge applications. What you call it, isolation boxes, containment boxes. You come across a creature you haven't seen. You take a fish out of the water, it dies because it's not the environment of it. What about if we can create an environment that the fish can stay in this box without the water? You can do. Now the knowledge is there. It's just bringing it into practicality. You come across a being in space that is whatever cannot live in your environment, but you can communicate with, you can live with, and you can save him till you can release him where he is comfortable with. These kind of containments is essential. Don't forget, we can only live as a human race body in the atmosphere condition within a certain bracket on this planet. We go too deep with a higher strength, we melt, we die, too much heat. We go too much up, we freeze. We have that barrier. Now it applies the same thing with the rest of the beings in the universe, or what you see, what you want to do. These kind of containment boxes, containment, what I call instruments, is part of the daily use. You cannot live without it. If you produce the aluminium and you want to hold huge amount of aluminium till you use it, in an atmosphere where you are, can literally become to nothing as a free plasma. You contain it till you want to use it in the structure when you set it up. These containment conditions is and has to become the second nature use. We use what you call it, Tupperware boxes to put things in the fridge. Now you have it. Is your plasma Tupperware. It's a plasma which wears everything, contains it, keeps it fresh as it should be till the time of use. In so many ways, what and the way we came and the teachings are going, in a very short time, in the next few weeks, we will see the total structure. When you manage to build the structure and can be shown, then you have the tools to enjoy it, to be able to use, to enjoy the existence within these environments you're creating. I said to somebody very recently, we have to start logging who is working where. We have to start logging. We have to make like a directory of which one of you is working on what and where. If you get yourself in a position, keep yourself up to date. Where have you moved to? Where can we find you? Have you been part of the structure that you have moved to somewhere, or you are there, we can't see you? These things will happen. It's not that it's talk anymore. We've seen, as Ali told us, the head disappears or does not show, or to be seen with the hands. If one of you creates a total balance condition, and then you're in the room but we can't see you, how do we know what you're working on? Or would you stay there for thousands of years watching everybody else doing whatever outside, and you can't be part of it? Collective work starts from now. A lot of you are still teaching the nano coating, making GANs, if this GANs does this or that GANs does that. Now that we are getting governments involved, these things will be literally the things which you do, and a full structure will come around it, that everything will be standardized. There is no other choice, there is no other option. Making these coils, making the way we've done it, and if you even rotate these rods at a 90 degrees in respect to each other, one way or the other, you don't want to know what is about to come. This will teach in the future, in the coming time. If you understand this, if you can go a step further, go back into what we saw with you making an orange. Can we go back into my camera, please? If you understand what we thought just now, and go back in what we saw with the orange, and transformation of the information in a liquid. Now you put your gases here, and you transfer the energy and the taste of the orange. If you understood from what we saw, let's go a very practical way. We have tested this in a very soft way in the past week. That's why we can explain it further. This is the bone marrow of the leg of a man. You can capture its essence, and you have another man who needs a bone marrow transportation or transplant. Now all you need to do is to transfer the energy without any operation. Death through disruption in amino acid in the immune system of the man is a history. If you can understand what is happening, what you need to do, if you have the box which we just seen, and you can create and hold the plasma of the amino acid of the bone marrow, which replicates it, and you can transport it and allow only the field to interact, you can create a bone marrow which is defects and can cause the death of a child or whatever to be done. All you need, you transfer information. Because by eating it, you cannot do it, but you can change it directly by bone marrow, putting it in the elongated box which you've seen. This technology will change a lot of things which you are used to and you think cannot be changed. Would the inherited gene defects can be corrected this way? 100%. In the past few days, we've seen the approach from the leading health organizations, backed by governments. Because now there are huge opportunities opening up in changing the course of the suffering of the man in a very simple way. You change the orange taste to the water. Now change this water to the box which you just made. Hold this in essence in the plasma and transfer it the same way around the body of the bone of the man and allow to change the bone marrow. In the coming days, hopefully, if we get a clearance, we'll attempt the second, what we call coma condition retrieval, but more or less the same structure will be used. Where the man who is in a coma for a long time, if we can bring him back using the more advanced system than was used 6 years ago on the other patient.
Mr. Kesh, I have a question.
Who's that?
This is Robert.
Yes, Robert.
If you're creating materials within the body through transmutation, when we urinate, do these created materials come out of the body?
Yes. Let me explain to you. We had a very interesting discussion with Caroline and my son yesterday. And now I put it to you. I go quiet and let you think about it and we come back. What is one of your biggest problems within the first few hours of traveling in space is going to hit you? You're going to be faced with it. You have no choice. In space, we are not taking anything with us. And not especially toilet roll. What do you do when you go to the toilet? How do you clean yourself? Or would you be a bunch of smelly people walking around? How in space or do we carry a huge, what do you call it, cargo of toilet rolls, and when we run out we have to come back to Earth? Or would you use a jet wash? You create a lot of water. How do we look after our sanitation in space? These are the things you'll face. This is the first time in 24 hours you've eaten on Earth. You board a craft and you're in space. Or do we do what the astronauts do, put it in a bag and throw it in the space? But still, how are you going to clean yourself? You're not carrying any water, you're not carrying any tissue paper. Go back to your pens. Go back to the structure, the way you made the pens. When you made the pens, you created a pen with both gravitational and a magnetical. Do you feed yourself with a matter state to release matter state, or do you feed yourself with a magnetical, with what you need, and what you need you extract with the gravitational? Would man ever reject anything from his body in the space? And isn't the digestion system, the way we use it on this planet, is the cause of 90% of the fast early death? Or do we have to go through a system of gradually changing food to energy packages that we can control what goes in, what comes out, through the plasmatic condition? Now you understand where for a long time I've been telling you over 80% of the man energy comes from his environment, not through food.
Does also the 80% go out into the environment as it
Of course, you're
comes
part
in?
of it, yes, because then somebody else uses it. This is why in space we depend on each other to be correct. We live through and amongst each other's energy. It's a very interesting. We were walking some time ago with Caroline, and she said, "Do you know what is strange? People of all color, races, and everything, when they go to a hotel or a holiday place or a holiday hotel, you go to Tenerife in the holiday camps or whatever, are not concerned about the color, the race, and whatever, because they are there to enjoy each other. How come when they leave the hotel and they go into their countries, they become so racist, and the race and the color matters?" Do we or would we face the same thing in the space? Because you know, the Chinese man or the African man or the white man or the American or the whatever is your lifeline, because whatever he might not need is something you might need, and he can't mouth feed you, but without you knowing, you transfer energy from one to another. Those who work with the color of skin find out they have a very hard time to sleep in the space. Those who see the difference in language and color and size and race will not be able to contain and maintain their life in the space. So you'll see very soon what the structure is coming into process. How the man will realize collectively we have to do it in one way. And that's why I said earlier on, one planet, one nation, one race. This, the feeding process, the mutation of the process of one element to another, becomes a cornerstone of the living in space. There'll be no McDonald's and there'll be no Kentucky Fried Chicken and no pizzas and the rest. But collectively we share energy as we need. If you look at it in the structure of the universe, all the galaxies do the same. All the solar systems do the same. What they don't need, they give, and they take from the environment what they need. Would we make the spaces where we go in for delivery of the food which we don't need? We make the taller rolls into plasmatic boxes. Take what I don't need, I take what I've used or what I need to take from the space. This is the future. There is no way, now that we open the space technology through a structure of the plasma, can change. Do we create, as like last time I explained, structures like 8 or 10 structures that you can go in for change of the cell on your heart valve, that you don't need a heart operation. In the coming months, we will see governments will come into this very rapidly. People are showing their bills reduction in electricity, putting it on the internet. They have no fear, because this is the beauty, this is what we are here for. That attacking and discrediting is finished. Can we have that bill which is gone on the internet? Is that there? You have it? Rick?
Is that the one from Robert you're talking about?
Yeah, the guy who says he's saved 100 watts, whatever it is.
Yes.
We're seeing a number of these coming on the internet, because collectively we know we are changing the position, and all the discrediting things have finished. Now, the first time, the first bills after first installations are coming in. People are seeing how much they save. And they're putting it on the internet. So those who were discrediting, now hundreds of thousands of people, we are releasing hundreds of units and thousands of units in the next coming months. Tens of millions will be released in coming years. So this is a good news for a lot of people. I've just seen it a few minutes before we start. We've seen the others. I've asked Vince to bring all the testimonials regarding the bills, because now it's not a dream or whatever. This is the officials, what they have to pay for the energy consumption compared, and they haven't changed anything in the house.
Okay.
I've seen a number of them. You can cut me out and put that on, please.
Okay, I'll do a screen share here.
So in a way, those who went to discredit us shows how they've been paid by their paymasters sitting behind. This is the set I've tested, is 100% wrong, is lies. It shows the paymasters paid them to show. Now, the people show their bills, their electricity bills, they have saved the energy and the money, the way we said. And within the bracket time we said. So, fortunately, so many of us that we are winning against those who have lived this way, who worked with what are called terrorizing people. Terrorists is not putting a bomb outside, it's people like we've seen in the red circle. Look, these are numbers of people, number of bills appearing. People have actually saved energy. We see one, he's dropped from 200 and something to 180. He says this. Here is the new bill. We found it online, showing large saving already. They have continued to get better and better since about the 18th of December.
Yeah, that was actually one from Snapchat, I believe, in China. There's, I'm just trying to get the correct other one up. Just bear with me a second here.
We should read the text, the one on the top right hand side or the other one. They tell you how much they saved.
Yes, just a second here. We get the other share going. I believe it's that one. It's a little hard to see here.
We try to put all these data on the net that people can see.
Robert Stubblefield in his website or his Facebook shows a couple of people's results. Snapchat, which you just saw there, and then there was a previous one from Britain showing a negative usage. That was from Alex, actually. Alex just posted about, he says his British Gas online account had a zero balance or something, and he changed his meter and he took a meter reading. This is the message he got back from British Gas saying it's a quick check. It's not what we were expecting. And the reading is actually much less than what they expected. So they, they're wondering why his bill is less than what they've been
Yeah,
charging.
because now he uses a new energy. He doesn't need to. He's not
Right.
stealing. He's producing a new form of energy through plasma.
Mm-hmm.
We are not damaging anybody. We are not stealing from it, because I've seen a lot of people, especially in the Red Circle and the Germans, coming that they are stealing. This shows the short-sightedness now, and the way they've been paid to create negative publicity, as we saw before.
Yep.
These people are not stealing from anybody. They're just allowing a new energy production to come into operation using plasma as a source. So if people who use this maglev system are stealing, so all the ones who put the solar cells on the top of the roof, they're all thieves. Because there they have to pay 18,000-20,000 euro for 2.5 kilowatts. Here they get it free. So please understand. We see here the change from 298.47 to 185. It says here, wow, $100 in savings so far, as much more and much more to come. Usage is down to less than 1 kilowatt per hour. So imagine next month. These are people, it's their bills.
That's right,
These
and there's quite a few reports like that. It's quite
yeah, because they start using the units. There is another one. We see it all coming up.
Yep. Found it online. The bill for December shows a significant decrease in usage and a significant drop in temperature. The noticeable savings start around the 18th. And this is, I believe, when he changed over to electric from wood heat, because the savings were so good with the using the power that he didn't have to chop wood anymore. So in a way, I see my live stream microphone is on. I'm sorry about that. In a way, this could save the forest, you could say. Maybe that is possible. People won't have to use their wood stove because it'll be more economical to have economical energy from their units.
This is what the changes come. And the people who try to make pictures of, he's covered his account, it shows. He doesn't want to be dead. They are all saving from what they have and what they receive.
So he says this may be part of the reason for the lower bills too. It has 3 series of batteries, so it may be producing some plasma as well as helping the stacker be more efficient.
Yes, because it goes beyond the use. You use the first available energy. This is what we said, free connection. This is part of the structure. I was looking at this yesterday with you. What we call free mobile phones. This is a free line energy supply. Because the plasma is there, interacts, and it does deliver into your current. You don't need to go into the grid to take it. There's another one. Everybody
about his readings, how he's taking the readings, and so I'm just going back a few hours and on his posts here on Facebook, and I don't want to get into all the posts, but
yeah, but we see a large number of people are posting things.
Yes, definitely. There's
so what it is, and those people who go out that are stealing from people, no, they are saving their nations to pay to the other nations to be robbed. It shows how they use the information, especially the Red Circle and the people around them in Germany are putting burning houses on the internet. This is what's going to happen. This is how they pay to create fear. And you should have no fear. Because you're not stealing. Nobody is stealing. Ask the authorities to come in. Now we are sitting with the electricity boards of governments looking at how they can save energy costs. The game has changed. This is a new technology, new source, new innovation, and it's done collectively by everybody. It's not owned by Westinghouse and it's not owned by, what do you call it, electricity board of any nation. It's like you finding an oil well in your house. You don't need to do anything because now you have your own resources. Just develop it and put it more and more on the net that we can see, that more people see how they can use it, teach more. And as I've said very recently, those of you who are teaching to groups of 10, 20, 30 people all over the world, you start teaching groups of 50 and 100, record your teaching in your own language and send it to us. Because we teach in English, but you teach, you understand, and you teach in German, you teach in Dutch, you teach in French. We need you to support your own mother language speaking people, that they can benefit by the technology too, that they can see the changes, that they can bring the changes in themselves. The beauty, the way we are working as a Keshe Foundation worldwide, is we are not afraid of sharing knowledge. You're not afraid of teaching the others to do, to benefit them. We are proud to show it works, is there. You can see it. I cannot wait to get my next bill any day now. 71% saving if you look an average hourly base. Don't allow yourself to be terrorized by terrorists. We heard this morning a bomb went in Jakarta, killing many people. They're by the terrorists. These terrorists, in another name on the internet, sit in Antwerp, sit in Germany, and where they've been paid to create mayhem. For what there is anybody else is totally ignoring it. The structure is very simple. The structure is us collectively are making this condition the change. Now you start seeing the changes in your bills. You start seeing how the energy is produced. You trust in what you've done is correct. Now start building the spaceship. Increase the number from 1 to 5 units. Increase the number into the boxing. Set example. Bring the technology in the way it should be. Eradicate diseases. Eradicate the hunger which you can produce if you put one of these systems and you can produce, for example, the energy of meat or energy of fish, that you can just transfer energy to hungry people amongst you, around you, that they don't suffer the hunger. This is where the change is going to come. In the next few weeks, a lot of you will start doing this. I could have gone and shut down all the sites which were talking against us through set up by the Red Circle. I didn't do that. I put them to themselves to be put to shame that they shut it down themselves by doing the correct way. Now people are building it up. Now people are showing it. Now it shows who is working against who. Keshe Foundation team works as a positive. All of you, we are one family, one nation. We see people in Africa, we see people in small islands in the Caribbean, we see people in Russia, in China, all working towards one direction. And this is what's going to happen. Now, you've seen it, you believe in it, you've seen it because it saves you money. When you can save to buy more clothing, feed your child, help another person, it's time to move. We stood a lot of nonsense, a lot of rubbish put on by those who are paid by their paymasters. Now we leave it for them to shut their websites down. Because this is a straight what we see on the screen and other places, a slap in the face of terrorism on the internet and the governments who are trying to control and the multi-pyramid organization with controlling people. Now you're doing it yourself, it's finished. We've seen one of the biggest opponents of foundation has withdrawn from the what we call the American election system in the past few days. No one harmed the Keshe Foundation, blocked the work of the Keshe Foundation than this person. This was the person who signed my capture in the airport for 11 days in Canada. Personally responsible for it. Now the technology is in your hand. You got to use it. You got to bring it out the way you see it. Yes.
Mr. Keshe, I wanted to show the new Keshe Foundation testimonials site here, which is starting to fill out quite nicely already.
Is this on our website?
It's on testimonials.keshefoundation.org. Yes.
But this has to have a connection on all our websites, the Keshe Foundation.
There's a link on the main website that you can click.
It should be on the front and everywhere where the units for sale or whatever, that people can do it. I've seen a testimonial regarding the health with a diabetic.
Yes, there was someone that I'll have to go through to find. I'm not sure if it's on this list, but I did run into that. Someone that had, I believe the person had diabetes for 45 years, and they've been notating the changes on the computer recently, or at least in the last years or some period of time. And they've used the healing pen and ended up causing, I think it was like a 40 or 50% decrease in their factors as far as the program and the way it responded and so on. So I thought that was quite amazing.
This is what we reported for a long time, that diabetic 2 and diabetic 1 can be reversed through the technology.
Right. This is everything from good results in permaculture, growing plants, over unity with this device, different paint pen testimonials, and experiments with that, GANS water on plants, and the car setup, and Bill's.
I'm going to ask you, Rick, something in the coded version. You know what I'm talking about. Give me an answer, and then what you tell me, we'll take it further. You know, I made you a call a couple of days ago regarding a case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it appropriate for us, without mentioning them, asking the public for the help?
Geez, maybe I've got the case mixed up. I'm not clear on what.
You know, I called you a couple of days ago. I said I received a call for support.
Oh, mm-hmm. Gee, I don't know. That's. I think it might be starting to meddle into the business of professionals there, so it might interfere with your work somehow. But on the other hand, I don't know. It's an interesting idea.
Because the guy is more or less in. They want the last to collect as much as possible. The people around him are going to be the next one in.
Yeah, well, like I said, I wouldn't want to jeopardize anything that's going on in that particular situation. So maybe
we better leave it not to discuss. Okay.
At this point, until there's more.
Because they came to us, we didn't go to them, so they expect us most probably to go public with it, to ask for that help.
Well, I
think about it. Maybe we still have time next week if they haven't, if the guy hasn't made his marching order for it.
Yeah, I think if we get a little more information, a little more publicness about it, I think that could be exposed, perhaps.
Okay, no problem. So let's look at what is here. We have a lot of the certification for a pen and what we call the pen pads has been confirmed. On the 25th of January, we will release with the health certificates on this class 2, what they call number 2 certificate, as a health equipment. So you can order on sometime before end of this month. We'll release the pictures and all the boxes of the health pan with the European CE health certification as a health equipment that it can be used and it can be sold with the limited advertising, which allows us to do without going public with it heavily. So these things have been tested by appropriate authorities in application, and all we need to do once we launch these, we go back to you the way we done with the Maghreb units, for you to report back that other people know what it can be used for and how it can be used. We've seen Benjamin in Africa doing a lot of health works in using the CO2 pads and making these kind of things. All these testimonials has to come in that people can see what you want. Or maybe in the testimonial section, we have to separate for the migraine. Pardon?
I was going to mention that there's people that are out there that are just spontaneously creating these sites. And here's one, for example, the Keshe Community Network that's recently been started. And they have a testimonials of success link on their page. And
who are these people?
Well, that's a good question. Global Plasma is tied in with who is doing this? Vince, do you know?
These people should come on the banner of the Keshe Foundation.
Well, that's what I was going to propose, actually, because they actually set things up quite nicely. Okay.
Okay, so because this has to be brought under the one banner.
Yeah,
they're more or less all over the world.
They have these
The
success
beauty
stories.
of it is the Keshe Foundation Iran will be announced very soon. The Keshe Foundation United Arab Emirates will be announced very soon.
I was wondering how long it would take to get an Iranian Keshe Foundation. That's great.
It's just that we have to get the certain things legally sorted to be out in that rate. But in the coming time, very soon, Keshe Foundation Iran will become the homeland, and we see Keshe Foundation Emirates will be on the wings, and a number of other Keshe Foundations. It all depends how fast Mr. Brad does his work.
Well, if you would answer the phone, I could do it faster.
You guys do more work on the workshops than probably on the phone.
No, it's okay. It's gonna be there. We try to do. There is a huge what do you call it? Work for the guys who do the security check in the background. See what we can do. Amazing results with health pen treating diabetes.
Exactly.
Do you want to read it?
Sure. I'll zero in a bit for the live stream at least. Okay, and it says, yeah, amazing results with the health pen treating diabetes. Living in the Salzburg countryside, experimenting with Keshe knowledge, already experienced amazing results with the Keshe health pen. My father's type A diabetes has been stabilized since he uses the pen on the hand reflexology point for the pancreas. He has had diabetes A since 45 years, and his blood sugar levels have never been as constant as it is since he uses the pen 3 times a day for 5 minutes on his hand. The levels stay in the healthy rate between 80 and 120 almost all the time. Since he is using the latest technology in terms of measuring his blood sugar and automated documentation of his levels on a computer, we can see in the statistics that since he uses the health pen regularly, the levels have improved from about 50% to 89%, referring to being in the healthy zone of 80 to 120. We find this amazing and see the overall effects of his well-being. Thank you, Mr. Kesh. I mean, that pretty much says it all right there. I mean, what else can one say?
Last week, last Thursday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we applied a new type of system for cancer. Literally within, I was talking yesterday in Rick's teaching, literally within minutes, less than a minute, the guy having a rectum cancer, which was operated on, and now after 6 months he has come back. He had a pain at the point of the operation where the cancer has come back. The minute we applied the new setting technology, he says, I can't feel any pain, it's gone. There is no pain. He was pushing with his finger into his abdomen. He says, I couldn't touch it. Then I came here, now I can push it in. I can literally, he was pushing with his 2 hands inside the stomach. If you have any pain with cancer, we will release a new technology. Part of it you know, part of it hasn't been disclosed. If you have recurrence of cancer, the new technology will release publicly in the coming time. We have to make just certain moves we have to make, and then we release it. The use of especially these technologies for cancer is enormous. This cancer for people with Alzheimer's, this system, sorry, for Alzheimer's, these systems for Parkinson, it will prove to be the new way which we have developed it and used it to be so radical that within hours you will see it. It's a totally new approach. I have not released it. There is from Philippines, 75 people processed, 95% success. You have to understand why the technology is successful. Because when you make these coils, most of the pen is emotional, which is handled, and magnetical, which is handled. Point of balance between the field of the body of the man. It's not magic. Now you're all educated, you understand what it does. It gives out through your gravitational being absorbing it, the fields which it doesn't need in respect to its environment, and it takes from it what it needs. In a way, the pen itself, in taking, processes what is not needed and giving back in the field which is already in the strength which the body needs. Do you want to read the other one? Here you put in the Anka van Zyl.
Yeah. Like
I don't know where Anka van Zyl, but it sounds like very much a Flemish.
Or Dutch, perhaps, yeah.
Flemish. She's Flemish.
Yeah, okay.
She's Dutch. That goes in the face of the authorities in Belgium who's trying to illegalize the use of the Keshe Foundation in health. You can read it. It's nice to see.
He says, I'd like to share another of the many positive experiences we have had personally with the healing pen. After visiting someone who just could not get over her flu and asked for help on Facebook to bring her a pen and patch, a day later or so I felt my throat showing flu-like pains, and I applied the pen to any little pain spot for as long as needed, 2 hours or so, and went to sleep. The next morning, there is again some pain. Applied the pen again, and that was it. Very happy with this experience. Another one, my mother's serious shoulder ache had disappeared completely. She is 89 and it took a long time before she opened the door when I rang. So I immediately applied the patch to her shoulder that she complained hurt real bad. Then a few minutes, the pain diminished. I asked her to rate it and she said she went from a 10 to a 6 of pain level. She kept applying the patch on the spot and the relief was even more. Last time I saw her, she said her shoulder pain had disappeared completely. My sister complained of quite bad pain on her back and shoulder, and she said it really did help her. The pain is gone. So there's several instances there alone.
The strange thing is, how come these people get these testimonials? They go around and collect it, and we don't do in the foundation.
Well, we do in a way, because in the forum there's a section for testimonials, and many people have posted things there.
Yeah, but you have to bring that into the front of the page, not in the forum. You know, where we have the rotating of the priest and all the religious world leaders, delete that one out and put testimonials and link them to these sites. One for Maghreb system and everything else. The religious leaders have done nothing, so at least people can do for themselves to believe in their own God.
Right. Yep. Okay.
Okay. Now we go back in. Pardon?
It could also be on the where you go to purchase the various things. You could have the testimonial link there as well, perhaps. There's more. We could keep going. There's several more of these pain pen testimonials alone here on this one site. So
let me tell you something. We are waiting for some data. If the data comes according to what we expect, we have to wait. We don't know how long we're gonna wait. A few days, a couple of weeks. And what we are expecting, the data comes the correct way, we release publicly for mass replication systems for cancer, especially for tumor cancers and liver cancer. We will release, I like what we did with what we call it, the blueprint. I will put 1-day blueprint for the application for cancer. We announce it in advance and we will show it totally. It's the way you set the system up and the way you apply the system and the way you control the whole cancer throughout the body. The way you, maybe we better announce it and put it on sometime the first week of February, the first couple of teachings of the February. If the date is correct, we will announce the blueprint for cancer. There we go, the way we did with the blueprint of the Maghreb unit. We'll show it, we'll give you the results, we show exactly how to use, and then it's up on you how to use it. As I announced earlier and yesterday, and Vince told me, you already announced it. We are on the verge of opening the first cash hospital worldwide with a full operation. If we achieve finalized negotiation in coming time, you literally can fly from anywhere around the world to come in, maybe for a day or two, see to the cancer which is not there or the disease which is there to be reversed, to be processed. We are very hopeful that this will be achieved in the coming time. We expect 200-300 bed hospital, but mainly for outpatients if we can achieve it. Negotiations are in the background, very, what do you call it, secret way going. Because then this hospital, we made exactly the same process. It'll be the same process as we did with Maghreb system. This is the money we want for it because we can help the others. We will tell you how much the operation will cost us and how much we're expecting. We're looking for reversal of the cancer in less than $1,000. And with the same process, we ask for something in the range of $5,000 to $10,000 for those who want to donate. That we can progress the teachings, we can progress in sharing the knowledge. So if you have a cancer in the coming time, if we succeed in our development and negotiations, you can come into the country, stay in the process of the hospital of the Keshe Foundation. Within 2 or 3 days, you're set to go back with the process of cancer reversal in your body. We are testing it, we've seen the result, and then we release the technology. This will be the same for Parkinson, for Alzheimer's, and for other diseases. Let us collect the data correctly, because I have moved in using the systems which I used for years into a practical, simple, portable unit. And then we'll see where we go. So we earmark somewhere second week of February, Thursday, teaching knowledge seekers as an open day for cancer. Blueprint for cancer treatment or process. Is that okay with you, Vince? Can you organize it? Is Vince there, or?
Hello.
We can organize it. So we can announce the process worldwide. We'll teach on the blueprint, the reversal of cancer. We teach you the way. It doesn't mean it goes work, but let's say it works 90%, 80% on people. Then it's for the you knowledge seekers to expand on it and find ways. Doctors to try and see what it can do. So the second week of February, as part of the space plasma technology, we released the blueprint of how to use plasma technology for reversal of diseases. We did the energy in October, in November. Now we do with a blueprint for the diseases. That's a strange noise. It's okay. So in this process, if some of you who are working on the space technology, on the what I call creation of the spaceship, please carry on with your work. The ones who are working on the making these units for the space program, the one we showed today, everybody needs now to collectively work together that we can achieve this. We show you through the same process in the coming months afterwards how to start building tissues in the body, how to speed up broken bones, how to speed up repairs of all sorts of diseases. And then it's for you to put up. But what I'm asking is, which is important, do not split into different directions. Like this website we see, bring all under one roof on the Keshe Foundation, that worldwide we can work to progress. We brought, what do you call it? The golden age of cancer on the cover of the Keshe Foundation. And the other websites, the same. Keshe Foundation belongs to you lot, and you have, as a human race, to develop it that way. We have broken the taboo with the internet. We have broken the taboo with patent rights. We have broken taboo with everything else which was forced on us to accept. The new diseases we see in Saudi Arabia. We see the diseases with Ebola or E. coli and the rest. These all have been reversed, but the governments have stopped the usage. We've seen the use and Caroline is working very much in the background, pushing the new systems or new ways to be tested for malaria and other diseases. She's very active on that sense on the internet. If you have a malaria, go back. I think maybe we have to open a section to do with malaria, that people can see how they can help themselves for disinfecting the waters. I've seen Benjamin in Africa has posted something with me today. We support you in every way. Understand what you do. You can use the coils for disinfection, for rapid disinfection. You can use now the coils for even as a fertilizer. You can use the coils as a system to eradicate any kind of infectious diseases. The whole structure has to work in a way that we understand. Now we have the same tool, but in different ways. We have the same structure. Now, instead of using the GANs, we can build tanks that you can literally cover it with the coils and eradicate certain conditions, perfect condition. We've seen now in the, what they call from the Innovation Center from Brennan, the process for eradication of the acidic water to alkaline. Is Brennan online?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Hi, Renan. Would you like to discuss this with us, what's happening and what the measurement has been with what you've done with your team?
Yes, sir. About the using only nano-coated copper tubes, so we can already change the condition of the water passing through it and confirming that it can from an acidic state or lower state of pH to a higher state of pH level. So
Do you want to show the video which is made by you, that is made by one of your team members? He's
yes,
done
sir.
it very beautifully. Share it with us that people understand what it means, please.
Okay, sir. For a while, I'll open it. I'll just prepare. Give me a minute.
No problem. In this process, what the Innovation Center has done, we are looking at ways to make everything accessible and cheap for everybody to do. It's in the structure of a lot of teachings in health that the acidic condition of the stomach or the waters we eat or what we use in acidic condition increases the chances of the cancer. And if we can change it to alkaline, it's the limit which body can work and reduces the possibility of cancer. So what the test is done, now we know it does, it's been measured, it's beautifully presented in a very simple way, the way the innovation group works. And they give you a scientific explanation of it. This is the beauty of the way the Innovation Center works. Layman, that every man can understand the way especially the cups are set. And we've this, what they call it, we have measured it, they have done the whole work, and we see the results. Are you there? Has it been done?
For us, I'm transferring it to this computer because it's located to other computer.
Okay, no problem. So what we see, now you see the benefit of setting up these innovation centers. We'll try, there is a possibility that we might set up an innovation center in North America. One will be set up definitely in London in the coming weeks. London Innovation Center will be where you can actually go. We are planning to set up a structure where the factory for producing systems, the innovation center, the research center, all been done. It's been done by my two sons who are doctors in this kind of fields, with Alex heading it. And we open a very large center in London, that it becomes a center point for a lot of people who travel, and a lot of people go to London, so it's the best place for us to be. And it'll be innovation center headed by Brennan, and it will be based in London as an office. And then as I've spoken with Lisa, we will open a full innovation center in China. We'll emphasize a lot on each continent to have its own innovation center and its own teaching center. And teaching center, innovation center goes to, in Africa, to Ghana and to Nigeria. We have foreseen a balance of 100 million investment in this direction for education, research and development for 2016.
I just was filling in with a picture here from the blueprint site from the Keshe Foundation website. Here's 430 new photos put in from Peter of the, I believe that's the Netherlands reactor build there, part of a group, I guess, that is involved. So that's a pretty big one.
The German manufacturing side will come online in next, hopefully, 30 days, 60 days. They're already building. Would you like to tell, is Richard or Kevin online? They can tell us what's happening with the German manufacturing side.
The video is ready, sir.
Sorry, go ahead, either Kevin or Richard.
Hi, Mr. Keshe.
Hi.
All right, just, hi, how are you doing? Just a short update. I just came back from Germany. We've all been as a team working there, building, like, I don't know, just for the testing phases, 100 coils, and they are right now making 200 capacitors, and there are a lot of work still coming up, but we're just trying as a mini production system, trying to, set up everything, and there are a lot of people not applying, but asking us, for cooperation, giving, providing us support. So we already got in touch with them and asked them for patience. And as soon as we, sort out our organizational structural things, we'll get in touch with them and then go in full cooperation, because these people are really totally dedicated. They are, there's one group working on some kind of farm, and they would provide us with, property and building for free even, and with a group of people of 12, they're already making workshops. And so it's a beautiful system and structure I see coming up, Mr. Keshe, as you said, because these are the people, then they would disperse the knowledge all around whatever, the nation or the continent, and share knowledge with one another. But
Keshe Foundation Germany is already set up, it's done.
Yes, it's registered, and by the way, now that you're online, it seems we have to still confirm, but it seems that the first notary made a mistake, so it might be that you don't need an apostille, this special certification I asked you for. So there's a lot of miscommunication obviously going on in the background, but it's being sorted out.
So the company can be set up in the coming days.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Congratulations, Keshe Foundation, Magna Manufacturing Germany with the first after the Italy. And I have to tell you something very interesting. Keshe Foundation Italy, due to the rapid expansion, with the support of the Italian government, is moving to new premises in late January. So I've just signed a further investment in Germany, in Italy yesterday, that allows us to move in the 6,000 square meter factory setup, brand new. So in line, Germany and Italy are not very far from each other, and linking up with the Keshe Foundation, hopefully Netherlands, which Richard sits in both Germany and Netherlands side, and the Keshe Foundation UK will be operational within the next 2 or 3 months. And the main problem will sit with us, or not the problem, the main task with us is to set up the Keshe Foundation manufacturing in Africa. This is a support which we'll give to Alex and Benjamin. And yesterday we came across a South African organization that they can actually sell copper wires as part of their job, and they produce copper things for South Africa. And I just received a text from them this morning that they will start very rapidly in the coming days. we'll see what happens. We'll be in touch with them and see what happens. So one by one, as we announce the sharing of the USB stick with different governments some 3 years ago, on the website of the Keshe Foundation, we'll announce one by one the opening of different Keshe Foundation manufacturings around the world. Armon expects 2 to 3 manufacturing companies in the state. As far as I know, more than 5 or more factory units or structures have been set for China. And in Europe we support, we'll see where we can go with the different nationalities as we come into production. But I have to explain to all of you who are setting up and you want to see till you can get your setup organized. If you want to become manufacturer assembler, we can supply you up to about 100,000 units as coils or blue boxes per month from Italy till you set up yourself up and you start establishing yourself. Okay, is Renan there that he can show us?
Yeah, it's ready, sir.
Okay, let's go. Do you want to share? Okay.
What you have seen right now is a nano-coated copper tube through fire. And what it does, it contains water. So I call it alkaline converter tube. So this is how it works. Now let's take the tube in action. I just insert it into glass filled with mineral water. The next glass is also filled with the same mineral water without the tube. Same also with the next glass, but this time I added baking soda to increase its pH value. Now the next glass is filled with Coca-Cola. For this experiment, we will be using a voltmeter to check the value of pH in each solution. For now, let me check the voltage of my body. Now it reads around negative 8.4 millivolts. It means that the pH level is around 7.15. Now that's a sick condition. According to Dr. Jerry Tennant, that our body cells condition has a corresponding values in terms of millivolts. Our body cells is in healing process if the voltmeter reads negative 50 millivolts. And when you are tired, it reads negative 15 millivolts. And the voltage of my body right now is around negative 8.5 millivolts, which means I'm in a state of sickness. So as we observe that the more bigger negative millivolt values, our body is in good condition. And if not, you are in chronic condition like cancer. So let's go ahead and check the acidity values of Coca-Cola. So the Coke solution voltage is positive 65.8 millivolts, which is a very acidic solution. And it has a very low pH value. So let's take a look at the equivalent values of voltage to pH level. If the voltmeter reads positive 400 millivolts, it means that the pH level of the solution is 0. And it means that it is a acidic solution. And when the voltmeter reads below 0 millivolts up to negative 400 millivolts, it means that you have the higher pH value or the alkaline solution. The Coca-Cola solution reads positive 65.9 millivolts, which means the pH is 5.18, and that is acidic level. The negative 8.7 millivolts value reads, it means that this water is an alkaline water. And it has a pH level of 7.16. The next glass is filled with the same water, but without the the baking soda. The water is positive values, which means that this is a acidic value. The 10.9 millivolts has an equivalent of pH level around 6.89. And this is the common water that we use to drink, which is not suitable for our body. It may cause us illness and disease. Now the next glass is also filled with the same water, which is the mineral water. As we have tested, the pH level of this water is very low. Now let us increase the pH level of this water by using, just submerge the copper tube to the glass of water for 2 hours, and you will see the increased value of its pH level. The moment we charge the water by nano copper tube, the value of the pH level increases. Now this time it reads around 7.15 pH. It means that this water is no longer an acidic water, but it is an alkaline water, and it is safe for human use. This means that this is no longer a harmful water, but it is a life-giving and a healthy water, safe for drinking. To summarize, we use the same water for this test, and starts with 6.89 pH and it ends up to 7.15 pH. Is now an alkaline water, from acidic to alkaline water.
Thank you very much, Renan. Now you understand how
You're
and
welcome, sir.
where. Thank you very much to you and your team. You have an excellent team. Now, as I said, you see how the common people have become scientists on the edge, and they can change things. These research centers cost a lot of money for foundation. Everyone who you hear or work are on a full payroll of the foundation at the highest level. That's where the investments you did with buying units, with donating to read the books, has brought us. How many people are in your team now, Renan?
Right now, sir, we're 7 with one in the US.
One in the US. So we are looking for more people. They're all on a full pay. We pay over the average at the highest level for people. We are not there to skim and scram for some people to have a good time and the others suffer. And you see the results. They're all been in operation for more or less 1st of January, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And we see other things.
Started December 1.
Pardon?
The group
was
has started to do the developments together last December 1.
Yeah. So now we are looking to increase the innovation group to up to about 300 around the world, and all be headed by Renan. So if you are a developer, you want to, and you're looking for to be able to contribute to expansion of the knowledge, and Renan sees fit, you can join us in that direction. The manufacturing has its own site, and the distribution has its own site. The innovation has achieved its own site, and they will receive it. We will organize a group, especially specialized in use of GANs. GANs.org has been purchased by the foundation. So in the coming time, we put the Keshe Foundation org, what they call GANS.org, as people who want to expand the knowledge, the use of GANS for different applications. We are investing heavily in the background that all aspects can be looked after and can be done. If you see a new way and you are part of the foundation, the way you learn from here to share with others, the foundation is there to collaborate and cooperate. Is there anything else new we need to know?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, right now we're still completing also the medical plasma medical for cancer as well, and also the other for the plants agriculture aspect using the nano-coated copper tubes and GANS tubes. So soon I will be gathering the report.
The way we discussed how to do it.
Yes, sir. They did use the tubes, the one you have discussed. So there's a difference using the tubes with directly mixing it. So I'm gathering the information, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for your gorgeous job. Is there anything else we can look at, Rick? Because from now on we teach a little bit, but the others share the knowledge. So, is there anything else?
Robert, who showed earlier, has a couple of questions and a couple of things to show, he says. So if he could come on here, that would probably be a good idea. Robert, do you want to?
Yeah, I had a question on the transporter transmutation box. Can you see my screen now?
Should be able to, yes, I see it here. It's a share screen.
Okay, the question was, do we, the coils are shown as mounted on these blocks. Do the blocks have to be open, meaning there shouldn't be any material matter state within it? It should be more or less like a frame that's nano-coated. Does that matter?
It depends what you want to do with it, but anything you use in hanging, in putting these things together, has to be nano-coated. So even the matter is inside to create the condition, the matter has to be nano-coated. So if you use a plexiglass or if you use a copper wire, this is gorgeous. It'll be very interesting if you could do the field operation around this. You will see a ray. Literally what you'll see is a cylindrical ray, and then by increasing or decreasing gravitational fields in the back to the front, you will see that it will grow. It will literally flow in the direction. Can you put this on the 3D on the back, on the whole structure? You see, they will enclose to be one tube. If you look at it, they will grow. They will be by the front and the back will be still having here. It's very much is in that process. You carry, but the rims will link up. It won't be so edgy. They won't have an edge.
It's interesting. You can see right through the center of it, as if it was a long toroid or like a long smoke ring, you might say.
You are amazing, Robert. That's a beautiful way you do things. But what happens, you have to take the edges off. The fields will interact. And now in the center you have the package. This shouldn't cost more than 20-30 euros to produce. Is Ali on the line? If he has any news for us.
We're just bringing him in here to see if he has something to say. Hi, Ali, are you there?
He actually is flying.
Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hi, Ali.
Hi, Ali. Good morning or good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yeah. Do you have to tell us anything from your Space Institute side?
Yeah, I've been finishing. I just finished the last batch of batteries, about 70 to 80 plasma Swiss batteries. I've been working on it, and it's basically putting the last one on top. So far, the amount of lights that are in the room has been increasing dramatically.
Can we see anything? Can you go online? Can you show?
Sure, I'll go online and Rick, can you show my screen?
We can see you.
Okay, excellent. Hello, everybody.
Hi, hi. Do you have somebody else with you?
No, it's just me.
Just the camera. Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is the camera. So this is the. Let me move the. Actually, let me change the camera to the one on the settings. There we go.
Have we got to the beam me up Scotty section yet?
Getting there, pretty much. Okay, so these are all the batteries on the bottom. Let me move it forward. There's a 4 here.
What do you see? What is the effect you see with adding these batteries now? You have no connection to the main line. They're operating on their own.
No, I got connection to the middle one, the top one. I just finished the last 4 batteries, and I'm going to hook them up tonight. And there is a lot more sparkles in the air. A lot of yeah, even if you don't even have to dim the lights as much. You see rotating lights, flickers and stuff in the air. So you can actually see physical light in the air if you dim the lights of it. You see the light.
Can you change your microphone? Your headphone is on, but you're speaking through your computer microphone, I think.
Oh, okay, I can. Yeah, sure, I'll change it.
So what have you seen in the past week?
Okay, let me change the microphone. Okay, it should be better now.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, excellent. So I was saying that as soon as I put the batteries on, I have seen a lot of lights in the air, and you can see it with the physical eyes. Like you see sparkles and lights and flickers and stuff in the air, and some of them are rotating lights and very powerful, easily noticeable. And I was kind of worried about the neighbors upstairs or other neighbors because they're probably going to see the same thing. So they might wonder what's going on. But I'll keep going and hook it up. When I drive toward my home, about 100 to 200 meters, you will enter a zone where when you go inside, you enter the zone and you see the same effect in the surrounding of the house. So the field has expanded a lot since then. And we're gonna do once I hook all the batteries up, we're gonna do an outfield test where we're gonna take it completely outdoors and do it in the outdoor field so we can see the Starship.
What do you see when you dim the light totally?
I see a lot of sparkles, like silvery light, white lights, and they rotate. And there's tons of them in not only in this room that I'm in, but also in the 2 other rooms. And also when you enter the hallway from outdoors, you'll see it. Like you see these layers. It's like walking into almost a liquid environment. Like there is a different reflection of light. So you can.
Is it just you who see this or the others?
No, everybody sees it. So I'm gonna, after I hook up the last battery, I'm gonna invite a few people tomorrow, and they're gonna check out the fields
Can we go
again.
live while you do it tomorrow?
I have to coordinate it, so I'll check with them.
With Vince, like
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
We'll try to be on it. Tomorrow is impossible for me, but hopefully we'll try to keep in touch so that we can be online. What is interesting, when you test, try once, now that you have finished with a framework, try to make it flexible that you can move the base cores away from each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And see if the intensity increases or decreases.
Like this one, there are certain angles that you see more visibility. So as you move the bottoms, I've tested it a few times. There are certain positions that it produces a stronger result, definitely.
Have you seen any layering yet in any shape or form? I think your building is suppressing a lot of fields.
Yeah.
The structure and the current through the cables.
Yeah, they're inside the room. Like when you enter the room right now, even when the lights are on, when I look into the air, I see movements, a lot of movements, and it's not like clear air that you look into. It's like the air has a thickness and the layers within the air. So it definitely.
If you switch the light off now, would we see anything?
I can test it with the camera. I'm not sure, but I can test it out, definitely.
Just make it total dark and see what we can see.
Okay.
Even if it goes dark in the background.
We turn a couple of more lights on that side. Okay, so it's pretty dark now. Let's see if I can. I'll put in this location. I'll turn on one more light, maybe. So the TV and one light is on right now. Okay. Let's tighten this up a bit. Okay. So I don't know if you can see it or not. On the camera, you see there are these waves. Rick, can you see it? Can you hear me? I don't hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear
you. I see like a pulsing or some sort of. I'm not sure if it's trying to auto.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So you see, there is on the screen there's lights, like tiny dots of lights that keep moving around.
We don't see that.
We see like impulses. It's like a pulse.
Yeah, that's it. So you see it with your eyes much clearer if you're inside the room, but that's initially it. So, and you sometimes see like movements of these lights and some sparkles once in a while. They pop up here and there on the screen. Or
I tell you what to do.
Yep.
Make a wish. What is your wish in
Okay.
respect to the lights? And keep your camera. What would you like us to see?
Okay.
I don't. We see like a flickering. This is to do with the camera, because especially the writing on the pipes go blurred and come back.
Yeah.
Maybe auto-focusing of the camera, if it was
It
just
does that, yeah.
You stop the autofocus and do a manual control, but it might stop doing that.
You bring it a bit closer.
Yeah, stop the auto-focusing, as Rick says. See manually what we see.
Okay.
Take manual control of depending what camera it is.
Yeah, I can. There are some settings I can fiddle with.
Right. Yeah, that I can see that's happening. It's trying to autofocus, especially in the dark. Yeah. It's hard for digital cameras to figure out what's going on.
Okay, let me turn off the
TV still on? You said there's a TV on.
Yeah, the TV is still on.
Yeah,
but
it probably should be turned off.
Okay, I'll turn that off.
Unless it's on an alien station that suddenly might want to listen to it.
I got the computer screen now on.
No, I think it's the focus.
And I'll turn off the autofocus, so it's turned off. And let's move the camera.
Can we see your hand if you still see that balancing condition?
Sure.
A second.
So as you can see, my fingers are getting kind of weird.
We can't hear you. You're like at the bottom of a dungeon.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna move my hand, and as you can see, let's see, it's coming up.
Where is your hand?
On the right side of the screen.
We can't see anything.
It's too dark, Aldi. Move your hand in front of the white pipes.
Okay. There?
Yeah, go up, up. You're too low. Go higher. Okay, move your hand or fingers. When don't you see it yourself?
And here is actually getting disappeared. As you can see, my fingers are getting really, really weird here. Can you see that? Like here, my fingers are gone. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Move your hand into the same position now. Don't move. Just move your hand forward. In the
forward?
Same position. Yeah, towards the framework.
Yeah, going there. Forward, forward.
No, you're going back. No. Okay. Now go backwards. Go backwards.
Backwards.
And now move towards the frame as you're going to catch the frame.
Okay. So it's now inside the frame. Now here gets a lot of distortion, as you can see on the camera.
Is that, and what do you see with your own eye? That's what is important. Don't look at the camera. Don't look at the screen. What do you see yourself?
Oh, well, I'm really close to my hand, so I have to move back a bit and see what's going on.
Can you leave your hand there and come back? Oh, put it on the stick and shake it.
Well, I could even touch the lights today, like on the palm of my hand, the plasma is like a light, and I was touching it. It was concentrating on the palm of my hand today. So when you move it around, you see actually lights on your palm of your hand, and they pulsate there. And you can see it with your physical eye. That's the thing.
But do you see yourself not seeing your fingers, your hand?
I have to be a bit farther for myself not to see my hand, or I have to do it with a friend that can stay here, and I have to
bring a friend tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll have to bring her.
I can see you're wearing gloves. You're very careful.
Yeah.
Have you had any report from your what do you call it, Swiss connection? I call it.
Yeah, I spoke to Jackie. There was some nano coding that he wanted to do on his frame to make sure it's possibly also redesigning his frame, because he now has to rotate the coils up to 90 degrees, and so he was looking at Jackie was looking at redesigning his frame, and I showed him that it's a good idea to hang the coils from a simple wire. So he's going to do that, and I'm going to catch up with him to make sure that we can collaborate on some future projects.
Okay. Is there anything else? So we wait for you to tell us what time we're going to see your magic show tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Come, how many? Just Vince, Rick, and I, and a couple of other people will come to watch.
Yeah.
It's the same friends as last time?
Possibly one or two would be the same. I'll see if I can find other people on the mix. So this is with lights on, pretty much. There's a bit brighter. Going backwards. See, my hand looks really weird here. Yeah.
You look like a Martian.
Yeah, it looks like a Martian. And go a bit back.
It's a very strange looking finger.
Yeah. If I come closer, it becomes a bit more realistic here. Not yet. And then
okay, let's see. Tomorrow, let us know when you arrange it.
Okay.
I'm sure we can be there and see. And when do you think you're gonna go into open environment?
Yeah. We'll do that on the weekends. That would be because we got to set it up. So either Saturday or Sunday, I can arrange that to happen.
Okay, let us see. But where you're going to be, leave it there for a time being. Don't move it and move it in and out.
Okay.
Let it be there, and if you can put a camera or a video camera that you can take a picture continuously.
Yeah.
We'll see how the fields of the Earth and the environment over 24 hours, 36 hours will change things.
Yeah. I also made, put in the battery some food. I made a mango, apple, banana mix, and I put it on the coil. I burned it, and then put it, there's 4 of them on each set.
You're definitely not going to go hungry, huh?
Yeah, I would never go hungry. Eating a lot of mangoes, nano-coated mangoes. The nanomaterial mangoes.
That's fantastic. So we wait, most probably next week we show whatever we see.
Okay.
And see if we can. Thank you very much, Ali. Thanks for your
time. Thank you.
Ali, can I ask you something about those lights? Are they like little millimeter-sized balls that flow around like current, or like a mist flying around in the room?
More like a mist, and it's like almost being in a foggy room when you go like on a mountain or something and there's fog in the air. Even right now, I'm looking at the camera, I see it, so it's just moves around. And sometimes it varies. There's variable on the light, so sometimes some part of the room, something pops out and it has more light compared to the next side of it. So
have you seen your fishes yet again?
the fishes, that happened only once to me, so it was interesting experience. It was like a holographic thing that was happening with the field, and it was coming, and I was seeing that.
Thank you very much, Ali. So
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
have a day. We'll see you tomorrow, the day after.
Yeah.
Try to organize things for Saturday that tomorrow not available.
Okay.
Gonna go. Okay. Thanks very much. Thanks, Ali. Thanks for your time.
Hello, Mr. Kirsch.
Aha! Good morning,
Lots
Mr.
of good
Amagolan.
boys jumped in there.
How are you? Mr.
I'm
Kirsch,
very good. But how did you creep in? Yes, explain.
Yeah, I just had someone lined up, and then all of a sudden Armin jumped in.
Armin,
I didn't know that.
No, it's great, Armin.
Come on, Master Armin, tell us what's
One
happening.
question. If you nanocoat the plastic and it's very thin, can we do it with the steam nanocoating?
I don't know. This I have. We heard what Douglas told us. By the way, my deepest commiseration to you, Douglas. It's a very hard time. I hope we can support you in every shape or form. Douglas lost his youngest child yesterday. Douglas, with his experience, explained to us the different kind of plastic. How and what releases and what causes, because he's been part of it and he understands it. I think do we nanocoat inside these tubes when we rub them with the gas, or is it internally still matter state? These are part of the question I have is there to answer, but we don't know. This plastic has got to be asked by the experts, because my original idea or concept was to use like copper, that we can see it. With this, we do not know. It's the same situation as Coca-Cola bottle. You see, the whole bottle doesn't get touched by the two bottom ends, and the screws end disappears. I don't know. We got to test it and see if he gives us the result.
Okay, thank you.
Are you still anything to show us? Any more magic, Mr. Armin?
It's printing.
What is printing? It was printing yesterday morning.
No.
I think this machine is going to ask for to be removed to a new house. It says working too much.
Yeah. 1 minute.
I think, but already you run out of the warranty after a week.
Wait, let me show that, Armin.
What are you printing?
The frame.
Frame for what?
For a stacker.
Ah. Would you like us to send you some stacker, Mr. Armin?
No, it's a single stacker that you can stack it up.
How long does it take to make one?
I started maybe 2 hours or 3 hours ago.
When would it be finished?
Morning, when I wake up.
When I wake up in the morning light, then it'll be there. No problem. That's perfect, Armin. There is something we discussed for those of you who saw the Armin's, what I call spring rolls to connect systems. We discussed this yesterday in the teaching. Maybe if you haven't been there, you can go back to it or we explain it. When you make these coils, bend the coils to connect one system to another, be aware that you cannot open them up and turn them 90 degrees as I've seen some people doing. You have to keep the framework exactly the same. You cannot open them up. Armin, do you want to show exactly what we mean? Because then people understand.
So this, if let's say it's a stacker, correct?
Yeah.
And you want to connect the other one upper to bottom. You just squeeze in.
Can you send this to me, this picture?
And you can squeeze in another one too.
Yeah, can you send
In a
this to me?
box.
Hold it there, Armin, and I'll take a screenshot. I think I
Sure.
can do that.
Separated, separated.
This is from the same wire.
Okay, let
Yeah.
me take a picture of it separate there. Hold it up first. Separate, like 2 units, but separated. Both units, but separated. Yeah. One on top of the other, like it's ready to engage.
Make a video and send this,
And-
put it on the send it to me on the manufacturing side, please.
Sure.
Send it to me
Okay,
by
I
email.
got
I'll
that
send it to
there.
the
Okay,
factory.
got that one. And now,
See, what goes out, it's gravitational. What goes in, it's here. This is how it connects.
and just hold it there. Got it. Okay.
That's why it's a single stacker. You can produce and can stack it up or can take it out.
Yeah, but what happens to your magnetical?
No, this is just a sample. I have few coils, so I'm making it. I'm waiting it to print. Then I will make 2 coils, which I have here.
You can no. Okay, okay.
Yes.
I don't think your wife sees you at all, does she? You should have never gone home. So how do you connect them like this?
Hold on.
So I have on a box. I will connect with the same like a spring here. Where is it? Here, Mr. Cash. Let's say for the connections of the coils.
Yeah.
You connect the same way. That's what I want to do. Let's say here.
Can you send this to me, because we gotta put it on the blueprint. I received emails and the things. Send it to me by, just show it by the video.
Here, let's say if you're gonna connect something, so you connect both sides. Then it's not coming out until you turn. But this is the connection you do, then you can nanocode.
Okay, so send this to all these things at one video.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do it today, if you have time while your printer is printing. We can.
I am up until 5 o'clock, Mr. Kirsto.
I don't want to be your wife. Yeah, that's the one we were asking for, Armin. How not to bend it. Yeah, do not bend like this and think because it's got a wire is connected, you lose a lot of field strength. It has to be a continuous bend flow. This is the wrong way. You see on the top, this bends, yeah, creates a lot of loss. It has to be a continuous, like the top, in one way connected to another. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Armin.
Thank you.
I will see you very soon. Anything else we can have a look at, Rick?
Yes, Robert wants to, he needs to leave, but he's got something he wanted to show before he goes here. Can you run that now, Robert?
Yep, let me share my screen.
It's kind of a nice treat, I think. And what do we call this, Robert?
I don't know, you tell me. It's
Well, it looks like a spaceship, but it turns out to be a really snazzy KF logo. Flying off again as a little saucer kind of thing.
Beautiful.
Quite cute, eh? Maybe you could stop the logo when it sails in there, Robert. Is that possible?
Sure.
On the front side. Here we are.
You're going to use this for the website?
Well, it's quite beautiful with the coil look on it, I thought.
You want to tell us what's going to happen. KF SSI is separated, as we said, with the SSI Spaceship Institute. on their own website. Hopefully, Carlos and Vince will put it up today or this weekend. And each one will carry their own logo. This is a KF SSI logo. SSI will be the blue one with the SSI Spaceship Institute on its own. And the Keshe Foundation stays as its own, the KF with the way it is.
Mr. Keshe, would it be possible to spice up the blue one a little bit, maybe make it 3D or have a little bit more texture to it without spoiling the special significance that it has? And maybe you want to talk about that significance a little bit.
I send a link to Vince, what it is, to go on the website of the Spaceship Institute. This logo has been done by the Iranian scientists in Sharif Tehran University as a gift to the foundation. And stands, the stars are in the galaxies, and the arrow on the top is the universe. Can you stop sharing your screen, please? We see whatever you have. Who's sharing? Okay. Vince, do you have the link I sent you with the explanation? Hello. This is how the Iranian physicists have seen it, and they have explained it, and it'll go at the bottom of the Keshe Foundation logo on the first page of the Spaceship Institute. It's better to see their explanation how the logo was made and what it means.
And then the logo for the Keshe Foundation, how would that be? Would that be?
It stays as it is with the circles.
Okay.
We are not moving, we are not changing, and we're sitting for the payments to arrive. When he arrived, or they can let us pay us to move it, or we have taken other steps to protect the foundation from these what are called internet terrorists.
Right on. Okay.
The KF, all the logos which we have there, done by Renan and done by what do you call it, the Iranian Space Agency groups of the Sharif Tehran University, will stay as it is.
Okay.
I have to leave now, guys. I have a date with my pillow. So good night and good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you indeed. Thanks for all your work, Robert.
Yes, thank you very much. It was beautiful.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you.
Thank you indeed.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Have you received it?
Well, I've got an image here with constellation and galaxy and stars.
Yeah.
Is that
Can we have that?
Okay. Just a second.
Please. This is how the foundation, the blue is the blue of the earth. Color blue
It doesn't show any of that blue, it's just black and white.
Yeah, it's just the explanation of what it means.
Yeah, okay, let me get this screen share going here.
There we are. This is where the constellation comes. The arrow in between is the galaxy, what we see as half moon, and the stars are the stars as we know it. And that's how the Spaceship Institute logo was built by the scientists, the way they see it. Thank you very much. Thank you indeed.
Is there a particular constellation or constellations that are involved?
No, it's just that the way they show the where they pick the dots. You see the black dots on it. There are heavy black dots on each part, the way that I see it. They have chosen. The one is on the left bottom, one is on the top, and one is on the other corner. So it's been chosen in that way. So the spaceship institute comes from the structure of the plasma in every shape or form.
What about can you tell me a little bit about, tell us a little bit about the sort of half moon shape, but it isn't half moon.
The half moon shape is here, it's in the middle, the shape of the dust of the galaxy.
Okay.
If you see
I thought it would be, if this was a spaceship, that would be the shield, the plasma shield part of the spaceship.
This is not what they saw. This is what we gave you as they designed the logo.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I guess we could read a lot of things into that. It's a
you can read a lot of things into it.
A lot of in that actually.
Yeah.
You see the three-dimensional 4 reactor combination with the globes there in a way, or with the free plasma in the center and so on. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thanks very much. Is there anything else we can share, or we run nearly to 3 hours today?
Yes, it's getting on. There was somebody who was patiently waiting to, I'm not sure if they had a question or something to show, Baktang and Ninua. Maybe they could mention what they had there. Maybe we should wrap things up soon after that.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
What did you
Hi,
have
Mr.
to
Cash.
share?
Can I put the video on?
Yes.
Is there any music or any copyright things, or are you just showing us?
Yeah, what would you like to show?
Hello, Mr. Cash. Hello, everybody. I'm Baktang. I'm a student in SSI. This is my brother Shota. We're from Australia. Originally, we're from Georgia.
From where?
Georgia. From Georgia, but we're living in Australia now.
Ah, okay, okay. Show us what you've done, please. Wow.
So this is supposed to be, instead of a stacker unit, instead of making a stacker unit, we decided to make a star formation and have a free plasma in the corners of the bigger star formation. That we're gonna make four more of this and make a bigger star formation.
My God. Can you, while you're making these, I see it's beautiful what they've done. What you've done is just to make sure your gravitational rings are in the same position direction.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Needs to be horizontal.
Yeah, you just try to make it somehow that it hangs different way.
Yeah, we got a question. Could it be on a 45 degree, all of them?
You can do what you like. You create a new condition. Nobody can do it wrong. We just learn from each other. You try something new, we see something new, we learn from what you've done.
What about the connection of this star formation together? How do we do it? Or does it need a connection at all?
In a way, you can keep them separate, or in a way you need them if you want to control them. If you want join or get in touch or become part of the Spaceship Institute part with Ali,
yep.
And he can advise you, tell you what and how to do these things, and we can meet on regular basis to build it up. Because more and more people are building these systems in that way. But change, just change the top in a right way. Yeah, they're hanging the same as the others. You find more efficient system.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, this way all the fields will be there. It's fantastic. Are those your batteries on the floor?
Yeah, this is a nano-coated plastic, and we put it on the.
We were discussing yesterday how to make these batteries. You made a split battery system.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, these are more powerful. As I said, who did I was it? I think it's Alex. or somebody else who has mixed the crystal dust into it, and they say it works much stronger. Am I correct, Alex? It's in the background. So if you add some, and if you're looking for a storage, a stronger storage capacity with your capacitors or your batteries, try to use a material like aluminum GaNs.
Yes.
Just when you make the GaNs of aluminum, mix it in your mixture of GaNs. Due to the space gap of the aluminum, you'll find a better storage capacity for your system.
Okay.
Yeah, we will try that.
Yeah,
What
just add
about
a little bit of aluminum GaNs into it. Yeah.
what about the distance between the coils? Because we're trying to have an equal distance between the four, but is it
That's
too
perfect.
far? Is it too far, or should it be closer?
It's about the right. You're correct. You're no problem. You're about the right place. But just you have to flatten that top one. I don't know how you're gonna flatten the top.
We wanted to do all of them in a 45 degrees so they're facing each other in the right way.
Try it. We learn from you. We're
Yeah.
all knowledge seekers. We see what we can learn. As I said, nobody is wrong. That's fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. Get in touch with Ali and join that we can advise each other and help each other to achieve it much faster.
This is what it's gonna look like in the end, I guess.
I gathered that.
And in the between of them, I guess they're gonna be maglev fields happening, and
yes,
it could be reactors. So full plasmatic reactors and free plasma in the middle. That's how I've seen it.
It will be interaction between the fields. They won't be there. It's more on the surface of the triangle. But if you look at it open up, yes. It's exactly, that's what we said. On each face, you always have your own maglev, free plasma, and you show it. It's very nice. It's perfect. So we should look at a gigantic structure.
Yeah, pretty much.
I have a whole garage with it.
Don't work in the garage. You got to have a good roof. Get in touch with Ali and become part of the Spaceship Institute. That what we can do collectively, we can build up. And I see a large number of people are start building these structures. And,
I just send you my email, Vakhtang. If you look at your chat, I send you my email. Please email me back, okay?
Yep. Thank you very much, Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed. Thank you indeed, Ali. Ali heads the Keshe Spaceship Institute as a full-time, more or less, in the coming weeks, while he's in transition. We'll see what we can get and how we can develop. But remember, as long as you are within a structure, like in a building, you limit the building of your spaceship structure. Yes. Because the wires in the wall and everything else interferes. You need to find an open space that it can be, hopefully we can see more of, more homogeneous fields. And make sure you don't stay inside it. You might fly without knowing. Thank you very much. All the best to Australia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you indeed.
How are you doing, Mr. Kesh? There's one question from Mario, and then someone else had their hand up. But if you feel
okay, let's see what the question is, please.
Okay, Mario, do you want to try to go ahead there? Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's that?
It's Dan from Kiev, Ukraine. Yes. So if I can share my screen, I have some questions about batteries. I made some experiments with different type of construction of batteries.
Yeah.
Okay, I try share my video. Okay. Oh, can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good day, Mr. Kesh. Good day for everyone. So I was with you from first day of the blueprint, doing things, doing my model. So I tried to show you first my system.
I think this is
Switch
the
camera.
first from Ukraine as well. Thank you.
Yes, yes, very interesting. That I do think so. This is the set of the batteries, and I will show you differences with the batteries. I like to share this knowledge, and this is my system. Can you see it?
Yeah, you're having orange or tomato juice.
No, there's not orange. This is call it persimmon. Persimmon. I show you the back side, this side.
Ah, we call it Sharon fruit.
Sharon, yes, okay. I like it very much more than oranges, so I try that. Okay, this is my system, and I run the system without capacitors for about 2 months, but from January 6, while we have Orthodox Christmas, I'll decide to start full capacitor set. You can see it, and so I wait. I have to say that I have amazing experience. This is my workshop. This is my lab. I make perfumes. I do some chemistry, and sometimes I have to stay for night. And when I sleep near the stacker, I get very interesting insights, and maybe some time I'll share my insights. But it doesn't matter now. And what about batteries? Before doing 60 batteries for power the spaceship, I'd like to know the differences. I have 2 types of GaNs. I can show you that. First, the GaNs is copper oxide. Yeah. But I'll do some experiment. I use sea salt dissolved in water in percentage like real seawater. And when I tried to do CO2 with this huge zinc plate, you see it's yes, this part was in water, this part was in air, but I didn't connect it with some load, and as I understood, I get more zinc oxide than CO2. And after that, I use the same seawater and the same bottle when I do it, and here I do some copper oxide. So it's I think it's mixture zinc oxide with copper oxide. And for the first battery here, I used coil inside, coil outside, paper around inner coil, and aluminum foil around the paper. And this GaNs I used here. This coil have the same construction, but the GaNs is another. GaNs, I do some paste, but this paste was done with some voltages for about 1.5 volts and oxidizing pumps. So I get such a paste, and my aim was to try the hardly pasted one and lightly against one. And another 3 is batteries without a paper, just only aluminum foil, which I tried to nanocoat with caustic, but I have questions about caustic because I tried to understand the essence of nanocoating, and was looking for video with Coca-Cola bottles.
Yeah, let me explain what is the
Yeah,
essence of
please.
The reason you nano coat your aluminium is that exactly what you've done with your coils. Now, but you trap and control the full amount in a way where your coils are open. In the rings you made, the GaNs which attach to the coil decides the energy which absorbed. Here, when you use nano aluminum coated, you get the transfer without the matter, but the matter allows the separation of the field's strength to create the current flow and extraction. I see you use a single, not the split coils.
Yes, I tried to do some single coils, but it's a set of split coils that I will try recently in this day, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, this spiral coil in the center, and then nano-coated material and the GaNs is what we done in the Innovation Center, I think a few weeks ago.
Yes, and here I just use arming connections.
Yeah.
And
stronger.
yes, and I have some result with voltages I'd like to show you.
Please.
The differences in voltages between these constructions. Okay.
Yeah, please.
So I hope I can take my iPad steadily. 1 second, please, and I'll do it with my 2 hands. Okay, it's steady. Okay. So
we don't see your meter.
The meter is here.
Yeah.
Just do it. You show the. It's. I understand you. It's some horizontal, but I think you understand the digits. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, I try 200 millivolts to first coil,
which is made with a paper.
Which is made with a paper and the light GaNs, as you said, not pasted too much, but very lightly, very lightly.
Yeah.
And so I connect now and see the results. 1 second. So
it's about 40, 45, 140.
Okay, and this night I have some another experience, but I try second coil, and we said because I have for the first coil in between 0.4 volts, not millivolts, but 0.4 volts, and zero I have sometimes 0.5 volts for one coil. It was steady, but try another coil. You see, millivolts is too low. I tried volts now for the second coil, and we see this volts. This is not millivolts. 0.3, 0.4 sometimes. And it's fluctuating. It's fluctuating, of course, as I understand, is field's nature to fluctuate, and it has to be stabilized. But as I understand, this coil sometimes perform better than hardly pasted one. Am I correct?
It depends on what is in the coil and what you expect of it, and is it exactly the same GaNs?
No, the different GaNs. Different GaNs.
So you have different GaNs, you expect different results. How is the one with your aluminium foil at the bottom with no paper?
Of course. This one, I have 2 little sheets wrapped, so inner coil, then 1 sheet of aluminum, and then another one. So two separate aluminum foil, nano-coated with caustic. So see the result with that. It's also volt, so it's about 40 millivolts, 30 millivolts. Here is against is like in the first one, the lighter one. So another coil, I use one long paper to not separate in different papers. See the result. You know, sometimes we got no volts, we have to set millivolts. So its response very low, I think. But you see, sometimes it very sharply turns to 100 millivolts, and you see 100, very sharply fluctuating, not as smooth as like with paper. And another one, it's also one long sheet of aluminum, and but so very low response. And as I see, it's and my night experiences today, it's this battery have the lowest response for all these 5.
How do you nano-coat your aluminum?
Yes, I try to tell you that I use foil, but this foil have 2 different sides, one glossy side and one matte side. I have the caustic natrium OH for about I think about 20% in water, distilled water. So I put this foil for a little time to this caustic in a little bath. It's cold, not hot, just a cold caustic. What I used to see the reaction, the immediate reaction, and when some reaction came carried out, I put this sheet of paper and washed it with distilled water until the reaction stops. Then I leave it into the water for about a minute or 2. Then I put in the air and dry it. Then I used in the battery. This is a process.
How do you dry it? How you dry it in the air?
Yes, I just leave in the air. I just leave in the air.
Okay, can you put a voltmeter or ohmmeter on the aluminium and see what is reading?
Yes. This sheet of paper is nano-coated like I described recently. So see this no fluctuation. Maybe another side. Nothing. No, but sometimes.
What would be the resistance on the resistance, the ohm scale?
Resistance, what ohm scale? 200 kilo ohms, yes?
Yeah, just.
Okay.
Yeah, it's conductive.
Yes, so it's not nano-coated, yes?
No. That's the problem with the aluminium. Ali uses firing it. He uses a gas fire.
When I gas fire this foil, maybe it's too thin, but it's disappeared when I try to hit with the gas firing.
You gotta, this is Ali, you gotta get a bit of a thicker aluminum paper.
Thicker aluminum paper, I understand.
And then when you use the torch, go around the aluminum first and then go in the middle, and it should be rapid movement. Don't hold it at one spot. Just do it very rapidly, left and right, and then go from top to bottom and bottom to top, and at some point it will solidify and it will not melt. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much. I will try it.
Your battery, which is showing 0 in aluminum, is mainly metal connection, so you have a short circuit.
I understand.
Yeah.
So I try the variation. Thank you very much. And
try to use titanium sheets, are much easier.
Titanium, oh, of course, I tried to find a titanium foil. It's a bit expensive because the amount which I can have, it's 5 kilos.
We've got anonymous viewer mentions that he's found aluminum cans coated with fire work well. He gets up to 2 volts per battery.
Of course, I understand. It's not a problem. I will find titanium because I like these materials.
Coca-Cola cans. It tells you. Use Coca-Cola can. Somebody gave you the information. Use non-caustic Coca-Cola can.
Okay, thank you. Try it.
See, that's a good thing. You get the immediate response. Everybody's trying something. You can in a coming time. I'll show you a new way to make the batteries without any foils or any material in between. But just let's go the way we are going till at least we go to the next step. In the new type of capacitors will teach you most probably don't even need the coils. You make a total plasmatic condition coils. I'll let you know in a few weeks because there's a purpose for it, and then we'll see how we go.
Okay, we will wait it.
Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing your knowledge.
And this is the coil for Starship.
Try to get these coils very, very circular as much as you can. This is very important. The oval shape will change the field flow.
I understand, but it's a bit simpler to get it around when it was firing with the first time.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing knowledge. There's another hand up. We can look.
Hello. Can you see me?
Yes, Mario.
Yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity. Yeah, it's about the psychosomatic.
Where are you, Mario? Where are you?
I'm Mario from Germany, and I'm in Hamburg.
Okay.
Okay. I want to build for my son's birthday. I want to build him a psychosomatic pen, and he likes to. He's getting 8 years old, and he likes everything I'm doing with the production of the power unit and the health pens, and he's helping me, and yeah, and it's just a reason for me to build a better model. And based on the model of the power unit, with the double coils in one inside of each other, I want to build the pen, but instead of superimposing 4 of the coils, I want to use 2 coils with the wire in the middle, and use another double coil and put the double coil around the other double coil, and also with a wire in the middle. And my question is,
can you explain again? You want to make a double coil with a wire in the middle?
Yeah, and instead of
another double coil superimposing this double coil.
No, not superimposing. Turning the other double coil, like for example, this one is only one double coil, and I want to put another double coil winding around here instead of just superimposing it. I want to wind it around here.
You make a very powerful system, but why do you need that to do?
For me, that's more like the McGrath power unit instead of just superimposing. And my question is, if I have this one with the central wire, and the other one with the central wire. Which GANs should I use? I think the center one with the CO2 GANs with the zinc oxide, and what GANs for
you are
the
putting them next to each other, then it becomes a combination of whatever you do. The two becomes one from the field point of view. Even if you looks to you two different wires going through the center, the field of the nano coating makes one field through. But this is a very powerful system.
Mm-hmm.
This
I
is
hope
an
so.
extremely powerful system. But then it depends what you want to do with it.
Yeah, healing.
Healing what?
Yeah,
Try
also
to knock out an elephant.
Again, please.
I said you want to knock out an elephant?
Not really. Yeah, I want to heal all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
This is extremely powerful, both psychological.
Not too powerful, I hope.
Very powerful. I advise you not to play.
Okay.
Okay.
So you think the superimposing is better, so it's not too strong?
The way you have a double is strong enough. If you put another on top, so now you'll find out, I don't know how you're going to put a feedback to it, or if you are leaving it just on their own with the center pin going through it, this becomes extremely powerful system.
You said once that that we can use two central wires for each of the one for the magnetical and one for the gravitational.
Yes, but now you're going magnetical with the magnetical and the gravitational on gravitational, and then one total magnetical on top of the whole lot.
Mm.
Yeah, and especially if you use different ganses, do not use ganses. Just if you use different metals, is good enough. I keep on saying if you use GANs on the pens, is extremely, it's not advisable.
Okay, so
let me explain to you something which is the continuation of these Magra pens you have. Yeah. Finish your question and I'll teach you something new.
Yeah, I have one other very quick thing. I'm producing the lead GANs here, and you see there are basically three different materials produced. One is the top layer that I guess is amino acid, and the other things, I hope you can see it here. Otherwise, I have clear pictures. I could share the screen. There's really thick stuff. That's maybe I just share the screen that I have pictures. Yeah, more clear. Second. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
There's another one here. There you see there at the bottom of the jar. There's that really thick and heavy stuff, and I'm wondering, is it also GANs or is it just lead that came off of the plate?
It's a lead which comes off the plate.
Okay, so that part is not the GANs.
No, it is in a way GANs, but it's very fluffy. It's like a sponge.
Okay.
Right?
That's how it's feels.
We've seen that in the brain of Marco in his setup in his brain. I don't mean his brain, but the box of brain of Marco.
No offense, Marco.
Marco brain. Sorry about that.
I shouldn't use the thick part, right, for the power unit.
Yeah.
So the thick part I just leave out.
Yeah, but it's still a GANs, but it's in different formation. Makes them more on the matter state GANs than the GANs of the.
All right.
GANs.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you indeed. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
With what we produced as these pen pens in the week of the Health Week blueprint, remind me to teach you a new pen structure. Very powerful, extremely powerful, but It will be the one of the ultimate ways of doing the processing of any pain. I'll explain to you, let us work what we are doing, and then I'll show you how to make these new pens, which is not the way you see it, but it's, if somebody reminds me to explain to you about the new pens, I'll try to explain, I'll try to remember to show you how to make very extremely powerful pens, which the power of the release is literally instantaneous. But as I said, we have to go through the process, people understand, then we come to the other one. Anything else?
Oh, Mr. Kesh, we could go on for hours, no doubt, but it's already been almost 3
Yeah,
hours.
we have a meeting in about an hour or so with the manufacturing team. We have to carry on with. Arman, is that still on?
Yes, definitely. 5 o'clock my time.
An hour and a half, more or less.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much. Thank you indeed for today. I hope we learned a little bit more. The main topic of today, as it's been, is transmutation of elements, how you do it. Now you've seen it, and transportation of elements in a safe way. If you go back to the teaching at the beginning of it and try to start making transmutation units and transportation units. This is more or less the backbone of you want to receive a post in the space from the family, you better build it now. Otherwise we have no postman to come across. And try it. As you've seen, a lot of people are trying different versions. Let us work together, but in a different way of adding to the knowledge as different groups, that we can bring this thing together home and safe. I thank you, and I thank for the officials from the governments who I know sitting in the back and listening. We look for your collaboration and cooperation at the highest level, and we'll thank those who are there to help the humanity to go a step further. In so many ways, I would like to thank a couple of world leaders who are online. You know who you are, and we know you are alive online. I thank your excellencies for your support. If there is nothing else, we carry on. Or we stop for today. We already been 3.5 hours, more or less.
Yeah,
I just had a quick question.
Okay.
Who's this one?
This is Bernard. Hi, how are you, Mr. Kesh?
Hi, Bernard. Yes, what's the question?
I was just wondering on transport units, could we replace the coils with pancake coils? Like the Tesla coils? Nano-coated?
What do you mean, pancake coils?
Well, the flat coils that are wound.
No, it cannot be done.
Okay.
Pancake coils have no gravitational system with them.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
You need both of them at the same time. Okay, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mr. Kesh. See you 1 hour. This is Sylvester.
Hi, Sylvester. See you in 1 hour. Thank you, everybody else. And we'll see you hopefully soon next week. And if we see something strange, as usual, we'll pop out. But don't forget the second Thursday of the February, we'll make it a blueprint health system. I will not release any of these things literally that you cannot see. I teach it live online. So the blueprint
the second week in February, you mentioned.
Second Thursday of the February, yes.
Right. Okay.
For your specific reasons, we will show you things live on. There won't be any drawings that you make mistakes or whatever. Everything will be hand-on, piece by piece.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for all your support.
Thank you, Mr. Kesh, and on behalf of all the experimenters of the world, thank you very much. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for today's session, and just end it with a screen share. And
This is urine.
I think that was That's what happened there. Whoops. Okay. And once again, this is the 96th Knowledge Seekers Workshop, and it's Thursday, January 14th, 2016. And as always, for the last 95 workshops, thank you everybody for attending. And we'll see you next week. Keep those projects coming, and please put in testimonials too at the Keshe Foundation testimonials site, which I'll show there in the live stream. Okay, that's it for today. I'm going to stop the live stream.